Hi all, this is Sharon Day from Ghost Hunting Theories. I thought that I would talk about Sasquatch today because y'all know I talk about the tall hairy one a lot. I am in research of Sasquatch in many different ways, a variety of ways. Really, it's an interesting puzzle. For those who don't believe in Sasquatch, that's fine. I absolutely understand. I appreciate very much that that you find it absolutely absurd and it couldn't exist. I get that. I really do. And the question about Sasquatch in general is you have to have a belief in him. And belief is one of those crazy things where you don't have proof, but someone tells you something and you either accept it or you don't. So it's a belief or not. For me, it's not a belief. It's a knowledge because I've seen one. It changed everything for me. It really did. My perspective on Sasquatch is the highest respect. But I'm not of the sort of woo-woo Church of Sasquatch ones who believe that they're some higher being from another dimension, or they're mind-reading, peace-loving. I believe they're just another branch of humanity, and a very clever one that has, for some reason, and this intrigues me, a desperate desire to remain hidden. And every skill that they've developed over their thousands of years of their evolution, like ours, has been to that end. And so why? Why are they hiding? One of my favorite theories that I kind of think might have some merit. We live in places that have found the bones of ancient giants, civilized people who were driven off by native people because of their ways. They were carnivorous and they were, troublemakers, or they possessed things that the natives wanted. Whatever the reasons, they were killed off and driven off, and even the legends say they drove them down the Mississippi, and East Texas is probably ground zero for Sasquatch. So, we have these tall beings in a country where there's been bones of tall beings. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer to make an association for why all these generations they've remained hidden and known that and passed down the knowledge that we short ones are not to be trusted. But that's only a theory. And you'd have to have belief, which means you'd have to just accept what I say. And knowledge is a whole different thing. So anyways, what I'd like to say about Sasquatch in general is, no, the people that want a specimen voucher, you're just about the vilest beings in the earth. We have nothing to prove here. We have no reason to continue to do anything different than we have, allowing them the freedoms that they have had, allowing them ingress and egress, the ability to have families and raise them safely. I'm deadly against feeding them. I don't think it's a good practice. I don't think it's good to ever make anyone dependent on a food source. If you complain about food stamps, then you shouldn't feed Sasquatch. They're quite able to feed themselves. They have for many generations. So, that aside, so far as Sasquatch goes, they're an interesting people, and I would like to understand them better. I think in a dream world, I would love to be able to have a face-to-face conversation, but it's something they would have to allow. I would never disrespect that. And I also think researchers have to be very considerate of that. I recently showed on my vlog a video by Freddie Caney. It was a very good video which he captured a Sasquatch doing what they do best when they know you're there, just standing stock still and trying to be a tree. And a lot of people ask, why didn't he chase down that Sasquatch and watch it, film it chasing off? Well, this was a territory where they knew him well. They knew his practices. He had done the proper things for habituation. He came to the right place, the right time, did the same thing, was very predictable. They got a trust. You don't want to break that trust. And if you chase them down, that's what you're doing. You're saying, guess what? This short person's not a friend in the woods anymore. And they did close enough to be curious about him, and that is good. We want that curiosity. I would like them to learn a few good things about us, but I don't want them to ever trust us, because we can't be trusted. So that's my stand on Sasquatch, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks.